Today I'm going to talk about how we deal with our negative thoughts and emotions. And this is how I specifically do. I drew this all out for you guys so you have something cool to look at while I'm talking. But the gist of this is the way you deal with negative thoughts and emotions is you ignore them. Okay? You don't acknowledge their existence. And you switch your focus to somewhere else. And I'm going to tell you where to switch your focus to here. All right, so the thing is, every human needs something to hope for in life. You need to have some sort of dream, goal, aspiration, something that you are trending towards or trying to attain in life. So we have the hope category up here, which is maybe for you, it's, I want to be debt-free. I want to have a family. I want to make an impact. I want to invent something. Whatever hope is for you, I want to join the rebellion and take out the empire. Whatever hope is for you, you need to define that hope. And what's awesome is your hope, what you hope in, and what you are trending towards is different than what I am. But you get to define what your hope is and what works for you. But the key is you need to have something to hope for. You need to have something to shoot for. You need to have a target you're aiming for and something in life that you are pursuing. Okay, if we look at what happens to I was just in Los Angeles and there's a lot of homeless people. If you look at what happens to them, it literally is they don't have a trajectory, so they just they don't have a trajectory that they're aiming for. They just exist, and they to cope with their existence, they do a lot of drugs and things like that. Okay, and then that process just repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. So when we don't have hope, that is just the way that one of the negative extremes that could potentially happen. I'm not going to say that's going to happen for everyone or every homeless person is in that situation, but sometimes they get into things and it steals their hope. All right, they kind of get stuck because they no longer have hope. Okay, so step one, you need to focus on what are you hoping for. Okay, so if your negative thought, let me tell you this negative thought, I'm never going to be rich, or I'm never going to pay off this debt. Your hope is probably the opposite of what the negative thought you're telling yourself is. Okay, so write that down. My hope is the opposite of what my negative thought is telling me. Okay, so you have two different sides to the coin. One's trying to get you to follow your dreams and accomplish things, and the other one's trying to convince you not to do that. Okay, and distract you. Hey man, yeah, I know that dream you have is pretty cool, but why don't you just sit down and watch some Netflix? Hey, why don't you just get high? Why don't you go out to the bar right now and get hammered? Why don't you do this and that? Okay, so half of you is trying to get you to not accomplish your dreams and to have a life that sucks, and the other half is going to want to get you closer to your hopes and dreams. Okay, now here's what we need to do. First, step one, we need to clearly define our outcome. Okay, it's not like I want to be rich. That's not good enough. You need to have something that is specific. So that's why I say I want to be debt-free. Okay, I want to be debt-free is a specific goal that I can achieve. And if my thoughts are, man, I don't have enough money, I'm never going to have enough money, all this stuff, what's happening is the more we're focusing on that, I'm not good enough to be debt-free, it's not going to happen, saying things like that, those are fears. Okay, so we can't let those win, and what we do to beat that is we pretend that these don't exist. Okay, we just ignore them. You think about it like this. Okay, you have an annoying person or kid. Let's just say you're out and there's somebody on the street and he's like trying to sell you something, okay? He's trying to sell you something that you do not want, okay? This is the best way I can describe it. He's trying to sell you something that you do not want, okay? You don't want it, and he's like, hey man, keep buying, buy this book, okay? You buy this book is gonna change your life. It's the best book ever. Man, you should stop what you're doing right now, buy this book. Why don't you just read one chapter? And you're like, dude, I don't want to buy that book. I don't know how to read, okay? Whatever it is, okay? So when you have that annoying salesperson maybe trying to pressure you into buying a car or something, hey man, I know you really want that Honda Civic, but let me get you into this Mustang. Let me get you into this nicer, more expensive car. You're going to be so much cooler and all of that stuff, okay? So that salesman that you hate, you have one of those inside of you, okay? So how do we deal with that salesman? We just say, look, dude, I'm not buying that car. I don't want that, and I'm not listening to you anymore. You have a choice to listen to an annoying salesperson just as much as you have a choice to listen to the fears that are inside of you. And you have the choice to listen to somebody who's positive and encouraging and trying to help you, which is what I'm trying to do here. Or you could tune me out, okay? So you have option number one. We tune our hope out and we listen to our fears and live in this area, or we tune our fears out and we listen to the hope and we live in this area. Okay, so that's what really all it comes down to. You have to tune one of them out and focus on the other one. Now, as you do that, neuroplasticity, your brain will rewire itself and will continuously reinforce that. But it's not going to be an easy process. It's not going to be something that happens overnight, and success is not going to happen overnight. But here's what we need to do. We need to clearly define our outcome, and then we need to clearly define our action steps, okay? So if I want to be debt-free, maybe I work overtime one time a week and use it to pay the debt, okay? It's a clearly define our action steps. This is something, this is what I can control. I control what direction I want to head, and I control the steps that I take to get there, okay? It's not about manifesting anything. If I just, let's just say I'm going to manifest debt-free, okay? And I just sit there and I'm just, really doing my breath work or whatever it is, which may be good to deal with our thoughts. But there comes a point where we have to take action, okay? Because guess what? If I'm just sitting there manifesting and I'm like sitting there thinking, oh, all right, universe, I'm going to be debt-free someday. Whatever you do to manifest, I'm not sure. Okay, so guess what? Or praying. Okay, praying and manifesting are pretty much the same thing. If we just sit around and pray to be debt-free all the time and not do any action steps, faith without works is dead. Manifestation without works is dead, okay? So what we need to do is we need to clearly define the thing that we want, and we need to take action steps that trend us towards it, okay? We're not trying to get the thing specifically. You want to take action steps that trend us towards this and away from this. All I'm concerned about is the trend line. Am I trending towards my goals? Am I getting closer? That's all you should care about. Am I closer today than I was yesterday? Is the trend going that way? And that's the way I think about it. So over the long period, did I trend closer? So even if it took 10 years and I'm still not there, did I trend closer? Yes, I did. Okay. So clearly define our action steps. So this could be something like, maybe I want to lose weight. I want to lose 100 pounds. My action step is gym 5 times a week. Or maybe I want to have a family or partner or whatever like that. Talk to 10 attractive people a week. All right. If I want to invent something, write 15 new ideas down a week. Okay. This is a actionable step. Okay. And here's what's going to happen. So I've defined my outcome. I've defined my action steps, but I'm still going to have good and bad days. And this is what your calendar is still going to look like, okay? This is a month. Red is bad days. Green is good days. As I'm chasing my hope, and defining my action steps, my calendar is still going to look like this. It is not going to be all green check marks, okay? We have this first week, we start off with 3 bad days. We have 3 good days, 2 bad days, and then it kind of goes in and out, okay? So what's going to happen here is you're going to have a bad day, and it's going to you're going to start focusing on this, okay? And what we need to do is just stop, pretend that doesn't exist, and focus on, okay, well, maybe I'm not good enough, but I went to the gym 5 times a week and I'm trending towards my hope. That's the best way I can describe this, okay? Now, like I said, you're not going to have good days all the time. You're going to have good days that say, man, I went to the gym and I feel like I'm closer to this. But you're going to have a day that says, man, I went to the gym and I feel like it's not happening. How do we deal with that, okay? We keep going no matter what the thought is. If the thought is good, you keep going. If the thought is bad, you keep going, okay? If you had a bad day, I keep going and do something the next day. I had a bad day again, I keep going next day. I had a bad day again, keep going. No, now I had a good day, but I still have to keep going, okay? And as I keep going, I get closer and closer and closer to my hope. And that's how you deal with negative thoughts. I got this little book. I saw it and I had to buy it. I thought it was pretty cool. God's Creative Power of Healing. It was probably like $3 or $4. But I want to share with this. This says God's building blocks, okay? And almost every one of these verses says the same thing, okay? He whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. If I say, man, I'm not good enough, I'm causing myself to be in a negative state and negative. But if I keep saying, you know what, I'm going to be debt-free today because I used my overtime to pay my debt. So it's all about what I'm saying to myself. So my thought is just an expression. My saying is just an expression of my thought. And it's like, you know what? I acknowledge that I had a bad day. I acknowledge that I don't feel that good today. But you know what? I'm going to keep going because I'm one step closer to my dreams and goals. And if I quit, then life is going to be this, life already sucks, theoretically. If I quit, then life is either going to suck forever and I'm in the fear and I just spiral out, or I go towards my hope, okay? So, the mouth of a righteous is a well of life. The mouth of the upright shall deliver them. A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth. The tongue of the wise is health. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. The lips of the wise shall preserve them. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but willful contrariness in it breaks down the spirit. That's a pretty good one. I'm not really sure what contrariness means, but we're going to just say that means saying things that are bad about ourselves. So here's the deal. You're either willfully, I feel like the key word in that was willful. You're either willfully deciding to chase hope and make action steps that go towards it, or you're willfully deciding to chase your fears and to let those win. So that's the best way I can describe it. Keep a positive mouth and speak your victories every single day is what I'm going to say. But have a wonderful day, guys.